Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel. I'm doing your love reading for the week ahead and I've already pulled the oracle cards, so we'll get straight into it. Basically, the first card that came out is a change in the wind. And this card is kind of about a change that you might not have planned for. So, you know, this could mean maybe someone returning with a different attitude, or it could be meeting someone when you kind of stop forcing an outcome. Or it could just be that, you know, realizing what you thought you wanted isn't actually what fulfills you. So, you know, specifically for you, Cancer, with, you know, how you guys kind of value your emotional security, this card is it's kind of like trying to redirect you rather than you know, any resistance of change. Maybe get you out of your comfort zone a little bit. Then we have believe in the impossible, and basically it's the blue moon. So it's kind of maybe that if something seems that, you know, it's unlikely, what you want, it definitely could be possible. So it doesn't mean, you know, that a specific person would return or anything. It just points to, I don't know, just to have some sort of hope or healing or a connection kind of developing in a way that you can't see yet. But also just, you know, kind of ask yourself, are you limiting yourself, you know, maybe because of some sort of past disappointment? Or could you kind of, you know, be assuming that doors closed before you've actually checked if it's even locked, you know? So that's that kind of energy there. And then we have the wolf spirit, and it says turn knowledge into wisdom. And basically wolves kind of, you know, they represent some sort of like instinct and loyalty and discernment as well, you know. So, you know, in love it kind of could be that you've learned some important lessons and now it's time to kind of apply them rather than just remember them, you know. So it could mean that you need to trust your intuition, you know, when someone shows consistency or maybe even inconsistency in some cases, you know. Or it could be choosing emotional safety over chasing some sort of mixed signals, you know. Or maybe just recognizing some sort of red flags earlier without kind of, I don't know, becoming closed off to a genuine connection with the person. So yeah, a bit of a complicated spread there, but sorry, I don't know what's going on with my words, but basically there's a change that's coming, but it seems that you can be hopeful about it, but, you know, like just you know, use your wisdom from the lessons that you've already learned, you know. Don't be blind to certain things either, but still be hopeful. Okay, so let's get all your tarot cards, Cancer. So let's see, what are Cancer's feelings for their person? Okay, we have the Chariot, which is your energy, Cancer. Okay, what are your person's feelings for you, Cancer? Okay, we got the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, and then how do they view you? Okay, we have Death, that's Scorpio energy. What are their intentions? Let's see, what are their intentions? We have the Ten of Pentacles. It did come out on its side, so it kind of maybe is a bit of a challenge. What are their next actions towards Cancer? We have Justice in reverse, that is Libra energy. Okay, what is the challenge or block? We have the Three of Wands. What is the outcome? We have the Queen of Pentacles also came in on its side. And what's the advice? We have the Five of Wands. I'm going to have to move these all up a bit. Okay, if you want to go ahead and skip through, because I'm going to go and get clarifiers for this as well. So if you want to skip through, you're more than welcome to. Okay. So for Cancer, oh, just dropped the whole pile. Okay. So let's see, what is the Chariot? Okay, we have the Chariot, but another card came out with that. Oh my word, the World in reverse. Sorry, the reason why I'm so shocked here is because there's the World in reverse and the Chariot came out to clarify the Chariot. When I was first pulling these cards, the World wanted to come out too with the Chariot, but I put it back in because I was like, I'm just going to take one. And then again, the World came out, but it came out in reverse. So obviously there's a message there. Okay, so what is the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse? We have the Two of Swords. What is the Death card? We have the Lovers. Okay. What is the Ten of Pentacles? We have the Seven of Wands. Okay. Then what is Justice in the reverse? We have the Three of Cups. What's the Three of Wands? We have the Eight of Wands. What's the Queen of Pentacles? We have the Six of Wands. Okay, and then what is the Five of Wands? We have the Ace of Wands in the reverse. All right. Sorry, Cancer. Just had a friend come to visit, so I had to pause the reading. So basically with your feelings, we have the Chariot clarified by the Chariot and the World in the reverse. So basically getting the Chariot twice is kind of, you know, it's just a confirmation that I feel like your feelings for this person is very strong and you're very focused and determined. You know exactly what you want and you just kind of want to move forward. I also see though, just with the World reverse, it's kind of maybe feels like something's unfinished, or maybe there's something that's still unresolved between you and your person, or maybe just like a relationship just never reached its natural conclusion, but there's definitely like a strong desire to kind of move things forward, but like a sense that the story isn't completed yet. Then for your person's feelings for you, with the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Two of Swords. So I feel like they seem like a little bit conflicted, right? Because the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse can be like maybe insecurity, or like feeling some sort of like, I don't know, like unsettled, or not feeling like fully independent in a way. And the Two of Swords is kind of like hesitation. So they could be like avoiding making a decision or trying like not to face their feelings fully. But whatever's happening at the moment is that they do have feelings, but they're kind of being blocked by some sort of indecision or like uncertainty at the moment. Then how they view you is the Death card clarified by the Lovers. So kind of death is, you know, it doesn't mean literal endings. It could be, but it more represents like transformation. And then obviously clarified by the Lovers, they see you as someone who maybe changed their life, or someone who they have like a very significant connection with, because the Lovers is like soulmate energy, you know. It could also just be like, you know, you're someone who kind of forced them to kind of grow and like rethink what love actually means. So you know, the Lovers is also about choices, like very significant ones. So they also kind of see you as someone that they can't look at in a casual way. And they just see you as someone who's very, I don't know, significant and important and transformative. Like you're the reason they need to change, type of thing. Okay, so then we have the Ten of Pentacles clarified by the Seven of Wands, and this is their intentions. So Ten of Pentacles is like one of the strongest commitment cards, right? So it's kind of like about stability and long-term plans and family and like building something that actually lasts. And the Seven of Wands is, you know, like protecting that, or like having to kind of overcome obstacles before you reach that type of thing. So I feel like, you know, it means that they feel like they will achieve the outcome of the Ten of Pentacles, but that it seems like what they intend to do is they want to lean towards stability, and don't want something that's kind of fleeting. So they like their intentions is like it's serious, but they also feel like they need to kind of either defend, or like fight for what they want in the relationship, or maybe it's even defend the relationship to other people, you know. And then their next actions though is the Justice in the reverse and the Three of Cups. And you know, it's a little bit complicated because Justice reversed usually is about like avoiding accountability. It could be imbalance as well, or delays, uncertainty, like this Two of Swords, and just like not acting in a straightforward way, maybe like not a lack of honesty, but not kind of showing their colors type of thing, maybe not showing their intentions, and obviously clarified by the Three of Cups is about, you know, reaching out maybe socially, or like keeping some sort of like friendly communication between the two of you, or maybe just reconnecting in a group setting, or trying to kind of keep things light. So I don't know, I feel like they kind of want to avoid a direct conversation, but like still like looking for the connection between the two of you. So it could be that, you know, if you guys aren't talking at the moment, there's definitely some sort of contact that could be possible, but maybe it's not gonna like resolve the underlying issues type of thing. It's a little bit like sweeping the issues under the rug, if you know what I mean. Okay, and then we have the Three of Wands clarified by the Eight of Wands, and this is the block, right? So I feel like, you know, usually these cards are quite positive. So as a block, it could be that, you know, that there's an issue with timing or maybe momentum. You know, it's kind of maybe like waiting for the right moment, or maybe there's distance between the two of you that's causing issues, or just life circumstances. But it's kind of just like communication is moving too slowly, or maybe people are like too quick to kind of process information. But it doesn't feel like there's a lack of feelings here. It's more like whatever events haven't kind of lined up yet for you guys to be able to move past whatever it is that's causing issues. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles clarified by the Six of Wands, and this is your outcome. So the Queen of Pentacles is about like emotional maturity, stability. It's definitely about like nurturing and commitment, or creating a secure relationship. And the Six of Wands is like success and recognition and overcoming difficulties and that type of thing. So it just seems like if whatever's happening here with the current energy, you know, if it continues, then it seems like it's going to go in a positive direction. You know, it obviously doesn't guarantee it, but it kind of points that it's going to be, you know, more stable than the present situation by the end of the week. And also because the Queen of Pentacles came out on its side, I also just feel like there's a message there that you do need to kind of look after yourself in some way, like self-care type of thing. Maybe go to the gym, take a walk, you know, reconnect with nature, something like that. And then your advice here is the Five of Wands, and that's clarified by the Ace of Wands reversed. So basically the advice isn't to keep pushing, you know. Five of Wands is usually about like conflict and competition, or internal struggle, and the Ace of Wands reversed is kind of like, you know, not forcing something before it's ready. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it could be like, don't be caught up in like chasing something, or don't let some sort of conflict like consume your energy, and just, I don't know, allow like inspiration and action to kind of come naturally, and don't try like force things forward, if you know what I mean. So just to create space, you know, for progress, and then like step back from some sort of unnecessary struggles. Okay, so let's get some oracle cards. What am I looking for? I'm looking for these. Okay, so I'm going to pull all the oracle cards here. So if you want to skip past some of it so that you can just see once I start reading them. Okay, so what are Cancer's feelings for their person? Okay, we have shallow, and it says hollow, empty, and boredom. And then bottom of the deck, we have divine, feminine, yin, and feminine energy. Okay, and then what are the person's feelings for Cancer? We have apology, forgiveness, return, and sorry. Okay, and then bottom of the deck, we have broken, and it says shattered, heartbroken, and destroyed. Okay. So let's get some romance angels for you, Cancer. Okay, what does Cancer need to know? Okay, so we have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive time thinking and faith will bring you romance. We have deception. Someone is wearing a false self-mask in this relationship. Let's get one more. We have passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. And then we also have at the bottom of the deck, codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. And then some messages from your person. Did I even get those out? No, I didn't. Let me just grab them quickly. Okay. So for Cancer, obviously these are usually for people in separation, so I'll try and interpret them as best as I can for each situation. For Cancer, what would their person say? We have, I wish I had treated you better. What else? Okay. We have, I can't stop thinking about you. And we have, I want you. Okay. And that's by that passion as well. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have, I love you. Okay. So your feelings here with the shallow and the hollow, empty, boredom, and the divine feminine. Shallow kind of seems to kind of like contradict the Chariot type of energy, but I don't think it does fully, because it could be that maybe you're feeling like emotionally unfulfilled, or maybe just disconnected from the situation at the moment. You know, empty doesn't have to mean that you don't care. It could just mean that you're just tired of the current dynamic, or you feel that maybe there's something meaningful that's missing at the moment. And the divine feminine underneath is also just about, you know, being a little bit softer and receptive and loving and, you know, that type of thing. So it could be that like there is the emotional depth that's there, but it's not being fully expressed or maybe nourished. So it could just be maybe you're just tired of how things are, but you still have like a lot of love for this person. And then with their feelings, we have apology and broken. And you know, it kind of fits well with what we have here with the Nine of Pentacles and the reverse and the Two of Swords, because it kind of like adds another layer where like maybe they want some sort of forgiveness, or maybe they're, you know, recognizing mistakes, or they're just feeling pain, you know. And the broken card is kind of suggesting that maybe there's some sort of unresolved hurt between you and them, and they're not kind of expressing that outwardly. You know, it could mean that they will apologize, or it could just be like, you know, that the energy that they hold is very much like about remorse and kind of like healing the situation. Then we have the stay optimistic about your love life. So this is kind of, you know, it's kind of just saying like to stay hopeful type of thing, and don't try and force the events or whatever. You know, whatever's change is coming in, it's going to be positive. So kind of, but like obviously know what you know, learn from the past. Then we have deception here. And this is usually, you know, it could mean that someone is cheating or lying, but it doesn't always mean that, right? So that could have been something, then you probably would know about something like that. That's like, you know, your knowledge, your wolf spirit knowledge is there, you know. But it could be that, you know, that someone's kind of like hiding their feelings, or they're just wearing a mask, or just not being fully honest like you, or even just themselves. So just with the rest of the spread, it kind of feels more consistent. So I just feel like this is just like, you know, hiding their emotions than some sort of betrayal at the moment. It could be though, you take it how it resonates. And then we have passion. So this is about, you know, that there's a lot of attraction and chemistry between the two of you, and you know, you guys aren't lacking at the moment in that department. And then bottom of the deck we have the codependency, and codependency, you know, it is just about maybe reflecting on some sort of attachment patterns, you know. Don't let like fear kind of drive your decisions, or, you know, don't hold on to someone because you're afraid of letting go type of thing, and vice versa for them as well. You know, making sure that the connection is balanced between the two of you as well. You know, bottom of the deck is usually like an underlying type of theme. Then I wish I had treated you better. Maybe there's an argument that happened where they just feel like maybe some things were said that they shouldn't have said. You know, I can't stop thinking about you. That's, you know, something that's very straightforward, that they think about you a lot. If you're in a long-term connection, obviously, you know, take what resonates here, but you're always on their mind, you know. And then the I want you is very connected, like I said, to this passion. There's a lot of passion between the two of you. So they want you in that way, and I love you. Their feelings are very strong for you. You know, if you've just met this person, it could be that they see themselves falling in love with you. You know, so I feel like this is overall a very positive reading, but there's definitely some change that is either coming in or just recently happened. Try not to resist it, be hopeful about it, and just kind of like keep your wits about you as well. So I hope there was a message that helped you here today, Cancer, and I will see you guys again soon. Take care.